Today we're going to be taking a look at how to change an oil, how to change the oil on a 2017 or model Jetta. So what we're going to need is a jack, oil filter, a wrench, a T45, doesn't matter what brand it is, new drain plug, and a 32mm socket. That's all you'll need for tools. You'll need something to catch the oil in, obviously, unless you want to put it on the ground. And highly recommend Castrol full synthetic because they meet the recommended 502 back here for Volkswagen and Porsche. You'll need 6 quarts of that. The bricks are for the ramps. If you have a jack, that's probably your better bet. But hold on while we jack up the vehicle. So we got the car jacked up. Make sure you always chock your rear wheels if you're lifting it from the front. And unlike me, always have somebody guide you onto these things because they can be very sketchy. For those of you who don't know, in order to open up the trunk, unfortunately you have to open up the door and pull this release lever. This is right underneath the steering column to your left. Make sure your car is off. Don't do this with it on. I mean, you can. It's very dangerous. The hood latch is right underneath here where my finger is. You'll see it. Pop this open. You have a hood prop right here to prop your hood open with. You don't have to take the engine cover off. I do. It makes it a little bit easier. But right here, this is what your 32 will be for. In here is a paper filter. A paper filter which you have bought either at the store or online. Hopefully it's Volkswagen authentic. First step, of course, is to grab your wrench in your socket. Make sure it's going left. See, right now it's going right. Actually, it's going left. And you're gonna pop this open. Now be careful, if you just drove the car, this will be super hot. And I mean super hot. From experience, I can tell you these burn. Basically, you keep twisting this until it comes off, of course. Now, like I said, this is gonna be really hot. A good way to do it is the way I'm showing you here. Let all that oil drain out if you can. Make sure you get all of it out. Tilt up this way, and unlike me, grab this and let it pour out. Now what you're gonna have to do here in a second, if you have gloves, unlike me, unprepared, you're gonna have to take this ring off. Now what I usually do is I pinch these two right here together and pull it off and just stick it in there. As far as the filter is concerned, the same thing. Just pull it up. Sorry guys. Pull it up. There you go. Comes right out. Go ahead and open up your new filter. I always like to put the letters at the top if you have a Volkswagen Auto Group one. If you don't, just put whichever one looks better on the top. You push it down until you hear a click. You should get a new O-ring filter. Now a lot of people tell you to, put oil on them. I suggest that too. Okay, this is what it should look like. Make sure that this oil gasket ring, whatever you want to call it, is seated all the way at the bottom. If it's not, you might have a very bad time. If you can, push the filter all the way down as well. Just put it in here and then you just twist it the other way. It should go down pretty easily with your hand. And then after a while, you can go ahead and go back to using the wrench. As the Germans say, make sure it's gut and tight. I don't suggest like over tightening these things. Make sure you can, I don't know if I can get this in here. See the seam, make sure there's no seam in between there so you don't have any leaks. To make the process of the oil pouring out the bottom easier, I always suggest taking this off, putting it next to the hood latch so that way you don't forget to put it back on and you can't shut your hood without doing it. Then you come back down here and here comes the fun part. Switch out a good old trusty 32mm wrench for your T45. By the way, that stands for Torx, I believe. And then, like me, make your way underneath the car. I mean, there's the drain plug you'll be looking for. Right under here. Make sure this is going left. This might be super, I'm not even gonna lie, it's going to be super hot. Let's see. Make sure you're going left. You do not want to be going right on this. And the bad thing about these drain plugs is they like to leak before you even get started. So I'm gonna keep turning. It was hot. Just pull it out. Oh, there you go. We should have about 6 quarts coming out of there. That's how much we're gonna put in anyways. But yeah, as you can see, it is pouring out very fast. Expect this when it's hot. And right now my car is very hot. I just got off the interstate, so. And you should have 6 quarts in there. If you don't, you might want to take it to your local Volkswagen dealership to check and make sure that you don't have an oil leak somewhere, an oil seep or anything like that. Anyways, we're gonna wait for this to drain, and then we're gonna put the oil in. I was gonna say wait until it's a steady stream, but sometimes the wind blows the oil, as you can see, all over the place. Crawl back under one more time. And once it's a steady stream, just go ahead and put the new drain plug on. Make sure you have a crush washer on there as well. The crush washer is very important. Of course, do this with gloves. I'm not doing it with gloves for whatever reason. I have a rag over there though. And also, I think it's 26 foot-pounds. I'm not for certain off the top of my head. If you have a torque wrench, I like to go with good and tight or until the crush washer is crushed. Once the crush washer is crushed, get a few more tugs. Make sure it's on there nice and tight. Don't shake the car too much. You don't want it to roll off. You have put the drain plug on. Now wipe it off. You don't want that to be left on the surface of that. And there you go. Is this where your oil goes? For me, I like to pour it from the bottle, but for you guys, some of you might want to pour it with a funnel because it can get very messy, as I'm going to demonstrate. All right, so if you have the very small bottles, this might be a lot easier for you than the big bottles, but basically you just open it up, pop this in right here if you can with your bare knuckles. Pop that in right there. Excuse the wind noise, guys. It is a storm out here. Then you just start pouring, hoping that the wind doesn't blow all your oil in the wrong direction. Like I said, this is a lot better with with actual funnel, but me being stubborn as I am, I'm doing it the old-fashioned way and just pouring it in there. Now if you have a big bottle, this can be a little bit more difficult, but it's still the same concept. Okay, so as you saw there, I missed a little bit of it. Your goal is to not miss anything. Wipe up your messes after you make them, of course, but you have to have a steady hand for this. Pour all that in there. If you have some brake clean, which I do not have with me today, I suggest you clean up any little mess you make. For me, I have my handy dandy rag to wipe up the mess. If not, the next time you take it to the dealership, they're going to tell you have an upper timing cover leak. You don't want that, so just wipe it up real good. If you have it, use brake clean, because brake clean is really good at taking care of that. After that, you are done. Grab your filter. Matter of fact, as you can see, recommended Castrol. So yeah, grab you some Castrol if you're going to do this oil change. Put the top back on and then get ready to start it up. And there you have it. You just let it run for a little bit, let the oil circulate, wipe off any messes you made. Any messes that you made, just wipe them off. Or go get it detailed, you know. any little bit of mess you made. You just don't want any of that on the car. All right, for the last part is how to reset, excuse me, maintenance light. So coming over here, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. You're gonna wanna hold that 00 set button at the same time as you hold your start button or turn your key in the ignition. I'll ask you, do you wanna reset your oil serving? Just hit okay, and your service is reset. Now, if you have a 10,000 mile indicator on or major service indicator on, you're gonna wanna turn your hazards on and do the same thing. So hold the 00 set button. It'll ask you to reset inspection, and you're just gonna hit okay again. And you're all set. The car is ready to run. Suggest you back it off slowly. Put everything you had back. Other than that, you're all set. Thanks for watching.